Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Today on Twitter. Okay, so before we get to the obvious, we'll get to that in a second. I used to do a little thing about cancer tips in the beginning. I want to do that because I have a few that I want to share. I found a holistic area group thing, and then I also found a long-term remission group that gave me some tips on longevity and being in remission with cancer. I've had some issues lately where I was in remission for a short bit and then fell out of remission, so I had to go back on lots of chemo and all that crap. But so one of the tips they said is no sugar. Sugar apparently is energy or fuel for cancer. I didn't know that, so I used to eat ice cream like it was a sport I was getting a medal for. So I stopped ice cream, I stopped juice and soda. I didn't do too much juice, I didn't do too much soda. I did juice like every day. I did a glass of juice every day. I stopped both of those things, and oh my God, I dropped a pant size, one whole pant size in like 2 months of not eating ice cream and stopping juice. Crazy. But okay, that's one tip. The other one is these supplements you can get in any brand. I'm not brand giving you anything. I just happen to have these ones for myself. Green tea extract. You take a couple of those and check with your doctor about everything. I'm not a doctor, I'm just a person who's had multiple cancers and is dealing with that and wants to share with you tips I've learned. So green tea extract, grape seed extract, turmeric. Turmeric, quite a few people have been in full remission just from taking turmeric. So, and of course, check with your doctor. Don't do anything crazy. Work with whomever you need to work with to verify things. Look them up for yourself. Check into it yourself. Look into studies. But I have been on turmeric since sometime in January when I found these groups. And I had to skip some of my chemos because of events that were happening. And previously, when I skipped multiple chemos, my numbers that they watch for cancer numbers would go up really high. And they'd say, well, look, we got to put you back on chemo. And so back on chemo I went. But recently, since January, since I've been taking turmeric, I skipped 3 chemos due to some life events. And my numbers were low. They stayed low. I'm trying really hard right now to campaign for myself to be watched more closely and just use the holistic things and get myself off chemo, because oftentimes people die from toxicity from chemo and they say they died from cancer. Just something to keep in mind. And there's no cure for my cancer, for my the last one I still have to deal with. The breast one, we got that taken care of, and the other one supposedly is not growing at all. It's a static thing, it doesn't move. So I'm trying to, and so far I've tried twice and my doctor is refusing, but since I was off for 3 weeks and my numbers stayed the same, I think that I need to give him another test, ask him for another test where I go off for a few weeks and we watch my numbers closely every single week, and then see that they don't change, and then just keep doing my blood work constantly. These are just things and ideas that I'm using. Check with your doctor, check with studies, do whatever you need to do. So no sugar or less sugar by grand amounts. Just cut it out, lower it down, because sugar is a fuel for cancer. So I have heard turmeric, grapeseed extract, and green tea extract. And there's other things you can use as well, but that's just what people have been in remission for a very long time. This group that they use. They also use some other things, but look into things, find remission groups, find people who are dealing with what you're dealing with and have been for a long time, and find groups like that. But I just wanted to share that with you because I haven't shared cancer tips in quite some time. Okay, let's get to the other stuff now. Okay, so before we get to comparing this new fake baby to all the other fake babies, and FYI, spoiler alert, it doesn't match any of the others. Let's just point out all the things that show that she lives in Pasadena. First, that messy room. Are you kidding me? Have you seen the background when Elon does Zoom calls? Every single thing is in perfect position in his shelves behind his head. look at the mess on her floor. Yeah, she lives in Pasadena. That's one. Do you see the floor itself? Do you see the floor there, that hardwood floor? Now let's look at her Zillow post for her house. Look at that hardwood floor. Matchy, matchy. Yeah, she lives in Pasadena. She doesn't live with Elon in Texas. Elon hates her. She poisoned him April 16th, 2018 at the Westworld party. And oh, Tallulah, do you feel guilty yet? Do you feel guilty at all for not helping him? It was at your party, at the Westworld party. And you know that he's had a vasectomy and that he can't have children. But yeah, you sit there. Let's get back to the main point though. Okay, so she lives in Pasadena. Oh, and after she drugged and raped him, after she drugged him at that party, she led him to a group of people that raped and tortured him on video. That was just the first time, not the last time, sadly. So yes, he is stuck in this blackmail because of the initial event and then multiple events that have happened since then, sadly. Plus the hackers on his Twitter account started at that time as well. Hackers are posting 99% of his tweets. He is not posting his tweets. Hardly any, if any at all. I mean, he may post a business one occasionally, but all the shenanigans and the horridness and the cryptocurrency and the sex stuff and the drug stuff and the ridiculous, stupid memes, the ones that are just stupid like the sea shanty crap, those are hackers. Hackers, hackers, hackers. Seriously, he has invested all of his money into his companies. He knows his reputation is tied to his companies. He knows better than to do stupid crap like this. Just think about that. If you don't, just think about that. And then let's think about the fact that none of these fake babies look the same. None of them. Yet they keep shoving it down our throats. Every single time they bring out a fake baby, they make mistakes because it's not real and because they're stupid. Who in the world would ever think of trying to do this to Elon Musk? They're so stupid. They're doing it to Jack as well. Jack of Twitter. Poor Jack. He's blackmailed too. I think Neil Tyson DeGrassi. I've seen some things on his Twitter account that matches Elon. I think he's being blackmailed. These people are manipulating the market with their hacker tweets. They're manipulating information out there. And Kanye West is being blackmailed too. There's hundreds, possibly thousands. I don't know all of them. I want to because I want to help them all. But first and foremost, Elon. But so let's get to the fake baby now. None of them match.
Can you make a loop? Alex, you're so smart.
Oh, and let's go down memory lane and remind ourselves that the worthless loser was never pregnant. And then just a few little items that happened in 2018. Elon went from 3 to 5 lawsuits for over 20 years. 3 to 5 lawsuits between him and his companies over 20 years. In May of 2018, they shot up to 18 in 1 month. Habits over years, people have been studying them over years, were approximately 84 to 88 a month. And then in 2018, they shot up to 400 plus a month on Twitter. Are you seeing things here? The babies don't match. She was never pregnant. He had a skyrocket of lawsuits when the worthless loser walked into his life. His Twitter habits entirely changed. That, looks like hackers to me. Did you see my public campaigns that I did? The airplane in the sky over California. Did you see the trucks in Washington, D.C.? truck was at the SEC building, I put it right up there on their doorstep. How about the trucks in Los Angeles? Did you see those? Serious out here. I am so serious. I'm trying to help Elon Musk be free. I'm trying to help everyone who's being blackmailed be free, if possible, with my case. Because I'm going to prove that everybody's being hacked. I'm going to prove that everybody's being blackmailed. But most importantly, I'm going to prove that Elon Musk is being blackmailed and has been for years. Sadly, by a large group that also pays fake fans, that's what I call them, to surround his Twitter account and interact with the hackers and pretend that they're pro-Tesla and pro-SpaceX, pro-Elon, pro-Neuralink, pro-everything Elon. They have all these great tweets, positive tweets, supportive tweets, and they interact with the hackers so they get validity in the community and then give the hacker validity, pretending that they're talking to Elon, knowing that they're not. By the way, that's a felony, everyone. It's a felony. Blackmail is a felony. Participating in blackmail is a felony. But then they put out sabotaging tweets, tweets that drive a different narrative every now and then. They throw them in, but that's the whole point. You know, they have everyone's trust, and then when they say something negative about Elon or his companies, then everybody believes it. By the way, autopilot never, ever fails. The only time it fails is when the driver turns it off and lies. And looking at you, Jim Cramer, you are in Yahoo Finance and, well, all the Tesla crew. But those two are a part of the short sellers. Yahoo Finance, Business Insider, and Washington Post, Jim Cramer, of course, are all trying to hurt Tesla. They're trying to lower the stock price. It's coming around again. They've done this multiple times. If you pay attention, you can see what's happening. You can see the trend. You can see that right now they're trying to beat them up, putting out all these articles about autopilot failing. And Tesla cannot speak out against that. They cannot say anything publicly. They have to do this in court, and it takes a long time. But they have all the data for all these accidents. Let me tell you, they keep and store all the data, and they know that the autopilot was turned off and that the driver's lying because the short sellers are paying them to lie, because that's what it's going to make the headlines, and that's going to hurt the Tesla stock, because they didn't hurt the Tesla stock with his Techno King, which, by the way, Elon confided in me that the Techno King of Tesla, he was considering suicide. It did not make him happy. It wasn't a pleasant moment. He was considering suicide. He hates everyone. Every single second of this. every single second of all of this. He doesn't want anything to do with cryptocurrency. He doesn't want anything to do with Techno King of Tesla. He doesn't want anything to do with that worthless loser Grimes. Not at all. He doesn't want anything to do with any of those fake fans who talk to him on his account, that talk to the hacker. He wants to run his companies. He wants to get to Mars. He wants to help save the world with his solar energy and his cars. But that is a threat to everybody else who just doesn't get it, who's trying to hurt him to profit off of hurting him. Pay attention to the details. You'll see the patterns. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe. I'm so grateful that you allow me this moment to share with you. I really honestly am. Thank you so much for everything. I hope you're doing well. Remember, less sugar or no sugar if you can do it. And then supplements, and look up remission groups. Look into holistic medicine. Of course, check with your real doctor, your oncologist, all these things. But you've got this. Have an amazing day.